Petersburg, Florida, a sprawling modern city in the sun, a bustling metropolis that combines year-round living with natural beauty and all the joys of a Florida resort atmosphere.
In the heart of downtown St. Petersburg, where the condominiums and skyscrapers stood tall, and the maritime waters of Tampa Bay glisten from the heavenly sun, a festival of speed was about to take place. The beginning of the 2025 Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. It began in 1985, when the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg made its inaugural debut, for it was the SCCA Trans Am Series and the Canadian American Challenge Cup, Can-Am for short. The course was originally 2 miles long with 12 turns, though history has shown that this version of the Bayfront Circuit did not win the hearts of drivers, in spite of it giving fans something to look at for fun and excitement to see. For instance, there's a hairpin turn that stretches as far as the St. Petersburg Pier, near where the inverted pyramid used to be, as seen here. This is what the scaled version of the first Grand Prix of St. Pete looked like, which was not only home to the inaugural Trans Am Series race, but it was also home to Can-Am's Pinellas Suncoast Grand Prix, their season finale race, a race that was won by Lou Sell. Though history has shown that this version of the Grand Prix circuit was unfavorable for drivers, track promoters have decided to change that the following year. In 1986, the GP of St. Petersburg decided to not have the pier straight and hairpin anymore, and instead revised the course layout to incorporate Beach Drive and Bay Shore Drive together by adding in 2 consecutive right-handers of turns 7 and 8, with 5th Avenue Northeast included. Here, drivers seem to have had opportunities to overtake others, not just lap cars, along with a waterfront view that resembles Long Beach, which historical records have shown that that was the idea, to make the St. Petersburg Grand Prix not only be the Monaco Grand Prix of America, but to also make it be the Florida counterpart of the Long Beach Grand Prix in California. This configuration proved to be short-term, when business pulled the plug once again in the year 1990 at the loss of its title sponsor. Then, in 1996, racing returned to the streets, but just not on the Bayfront course, and under a different name as well. The Cash and Carry Florida Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, over by Tropicana Field, which was a venue that was too hard to pass to pay a visit. Trans Am held 2 races there, and some Formula Junior races as well. Surveying the area, the former race course surrounded the baseball stadium, once made up of 8 turns. In 2003, the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg returned back to a familiar setting, but it had a different shape to it. So they used not just the bayfront area again, but they used the Albert Whitted Airport runway for their start-finish line. While absent for 1 year, the Grand Prix of St. Pete returned with American Open Wheel under a different name, the Indy Racing League, IRL. Much like the 2003 course, the 2005 course continued to run the same layout from the 2003 edition, which was won by British racing driver Dan Wheldon, and it has been used ever since for the past 20 years. In 2014, the race was renamed under a different title sponsor, what is now known as the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Fast forward to the year 2025. The journey began on 4th Avenue Southwest at one of the entry gates to the Grand Prix course. From there, fans were greeted by the presence of the festive villages of vendors from not just the food stands, but as well as certain racing programs and businesses advertising their products and services. And at that time, they were still getting a wiggle on for the day and setting up camp. As time passed, the majors of American Open Wheel came out to play, but not without turning some laps up to get their cars hot and ready. Thus, the green flag waved for the start of the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete. But a caution flag was soon waved on the opening lap, involving a wreck of Team Penske's Will Power along with Arrow McLaren's Nolan Siegel. This race marked only one caution flag out of the 100 laps ran, and in between certain stints, a game of chess was played over pit strategy. With the race 3/4 in the books, the battle for second heated up between Chip Ganassi's Scott Dixon as well as Team Penske's Joseph Newgarden. Were each duking it out. Newgarden, who tried to get the upper hand on Dixon, while Dixon, a 6-time champion of IndyCar, pitted along with his teammate Alex Palou, the reigning IndyCar Series champion. Pit strategy played into Alex Palou's hands, while other leading cars had to make their way into pit road for their scheduled stop for fuel and tires. And it was from there, Palou never looked back. The battle between Dixon and Newgarden for second was a game of both attrition, performance, and strategy, and it was enough to give the Fox TV crew something for the whole world to see through their camera lenses. And so, the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Pete of 2025 came to a close, making the streets go back to the busy, normal commutes. While others travel back home by air, and for others, by sea, taking in the sight of a watermelon sunset, at least until next year. Because what can be taken away from this experience is this: St. Petersburg and the racing action that has taken place here for the past 40 years ain't going nowhere, because it's here to stay,